President Emmanuel Macron appointed 34-year-old Gabriel Attal as prime minister today, making him the youngest and first openly gay leader in the country's history. Attal succeeds Elisabeth Borne, who was just the second woman to hold the position. Macron hopes to re-energize a nation looking to recover from a surge in the cost of living and unemployment. Jason Gaidola joins us live tonight in studio with more details here. Hey, Jason.
Hey there, Nicole. Attal is definitely no stranger to French politics. He rose to prominence as a government spokesperson and an education minister at one point. And while some are applauding the appointment by the French president, others are questioning if it's going to be enough to spark change.
C'est celui d'un héros de notre nation.
Rising star in Emmanuel Macron's Renaissance party, Gabriel Attal is given the nod as France's next prime minister, the youngest to ever hold the seat and the country's first openly gay leader.
Quand c'est efficace, c'est jamais trop jeune. Ce qui fait peur, c'est que
In the streets of Paris, some caution about him mirroring Macron, but also believe his youth and sexual orientation brings originality. On social media, Attal thanked Macron for the honor and aims to help France reach its potential. Macron also took to X saying, "I know I can count on your energy and your commitment to implement the rearmament and regeneration project that I announced. In fidelity to the spirit of 2017, surpassing an audacity in the service of the nation and the French." The popular Attal is no stranger to office after serving as a spokesperson and an education minister in recent years. During his tenure, he defended a controversial ban against girls from wearing abayas in schools. The 34-year-old was appointed following the resignation of Elisabeth Borne, the country's second woman prime minister. Bourne left her post following political turmoil that included passed immigration law that strengthened the government's ability to deport foreigners. Something Macron and Attal aim to address as right-wing opposition gain more influence in the country.
Écoutez, toute la question c'est pourquoi faire? Si c'est pour faire la même chose.
Members of the opposition party in France question Macron's agenda and say Bourne should have been kept.
Macron is trailing Le Pen in the polls about 8 points. That's massive, and he really wants to name someone who's going to be able to go for battle, to be someone who's a good communicator, someone who can go on morning radio shows and debate.
Political analysts believe Attal has plenty of ground to cover domestically, much like Macron ahead of the European Parliament election this year.
Macron tried to pass very divisive reforms last year. The first one was the pension reform that triggered weeks of violent protests in France, and at the end of the year we had the immigration bill that caused a psychodrama in the French political class. And Macron really wanted to move on from these political crises and try to name someone new to go for battle really ahead of European Parliament elections.
As the French president tries to ramp up his approval ratings, Macron continues to face jabs overseas.
Macron, do you know Macron? He's a very nice guy. Macron, and really a very nice guy. I said, Emmanuel, how are you? He said, fine. I said, I heard you're going to charge American companies 25% to do things in Mexico. Who else are you doing? Well, nobody yet, but we will do other. They said, no, but you're not going to do it, Emmanuel. You're not going to.
And in France, the president has the authority to appoint a prime minister, but doesn't have the authority to remove them. And according to Elisabeth Borne, her resignation, she signaled that her resignation was not a choice of her own. Macron is expected to name the rest of his government in the coming days.